My nigga. My nigga.
Welcome to another edition of the Gentsmen podcast. I'm your host Ray, where I'm a realist. What the are you? Y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all already know what's going on. Hope you've been having a great day so far. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, because we need those things to grow. Otherwise, YouTube ain't gonna push it. It's all about algorithms. If people don't like your stuff, they don't push it. It don't matter how many people following you. It don't matter how many people subscribe to you. But on another note, I got another Facebook post. Somebody sent this to me to give me some idea to I be talking about some real stuff. You feel me? So shout out to that person, the Mink Show. She has a podcast, right? She's a indie artist that talk about how not to get screwed. The people that's out there lying on they D, lying on their music, lying on their kids, acting like they got it and they getting finessed. Um, so she talk about a lot of things dealing with being an artist and how to be successful and monetize what you got going on. Cause she be giving me my game on the podcast. So check her out. I'm gonna put some links in the description. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, just go to my Instagram, Just Been Podcast. I'm a tagger. I'm also following her. All you gotta do is look for the Minx Show. And that's that. You know what I'm saying? But getting right into it, getting into the Facebook post. Let's see. All right. The post, it originally showed, dang, it was a post talking about, obviously this past week, Tyler Perry, they showed his basically his recording studio, and that is bigger than I forgot what exact recording video production studio, what it was bigger than. I think they said it was bigger than Disney's and somebody's combined. No, it was like Marvel and Sony combined, something like that. But shout out to him for his success. But somebody had posted a picture in this Facebook group Minx is in, and they was like not taking anything from Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry is not the first black person to own a film studio. Tim Reed, Tim Reed owned one for years. For some reason, he couldn't get any support because Tyler was like a lot of people in Hollywood shut him out. He wasn't sitting at the table the same way or whatnot. So people like to shout out other people that just rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Showing that Tyler wasn't the first. Also, besides Tim Reed, I remember Robert Townsend, the dude who made the Five Heartbeats. Now I don't know if he had his own recording studio, but I know he definitely helped further the culture, and he did some things. But moving on to it, getting into the comment section because it's always juicy in the comment section. But there was like dude Carl Hewitt was like Tyler wears dresses. I don't believe I've ever seen Tim Reed of WKRP and Cincinnati fame in one. I'm just saying. And somebody was like, does this negate his accomplishments? And Carl was like, my question to you is why do so many of you black women only seem to support black men who subjugate themselves in order to achieve success? It seems y'all have a bit more energy for black men who have somehow compromised themselves to achieve their success. Why is that? And somebody was like, exactly. Uh, and a female was like, and you're a crab. It is a win for us. And the guy Carl was like, name calling? Hmm. Is that the white flag you're waving because you have no intelligent answer for my question? Or does the question strike too close to the heart of the pathology? And who is us? Do you mean the same sorority sister types? Mm. Like the ones we saw on display in Dallas for the Botham murder trial? Ooh. You know what I'm saying? And somebody was like, as Tommy said, Carl, they can't be reasoned with or bargained with. They do not feel pity. And dude was like, man, I ain't trying to trigger them or nothing like that. Um, and then he was like, let me see. I am scrolling through all this stuff too fast. Hold up. Get to the end. He was like, the problem with a lot of y'all is the fact that you cannot debate a subject on its merits, project your own feelings and shortcomings into a discussion, and are not too emotional and pack oriented to hold an intelligent discussion. And notice I didn't tag anyone because I'm an educated black man who can stand on his own without a bayhive at my back. Because everybody just started ganging up on him. Is what I'm guessing. But that made me think about something because I remember because I remember somebody commented in the comment section of the shade room when they initially posted Tyler's what he had been successful with opening his own studio, having his own studio, as well as other things that he talked about in that interview. And I remember one person, I ain't gonna say their name because I always be saying their name. They commented in there, right? And it was talking about how uh now we need to talk to the people who didn't support him, but they're probably not ready to have that conversation. There's some more stuff. But I remember at one point, the biggest issue a lot of people had with Tyler Perry was some of the things that he showed in his films were what's the word I'm looking for? They were stereotypical. They're stereotypes. And the fact that he was wearing a dress. Because people always ask, dang, you couldn't get somebody else to wear the dress. Now I know in his plays, he always was Medea and stuff like that. But it's like, and I think was it Dave Chappelle who? No, it was Eddie Griffin who talked about it. Said that they tried to get him in a dress, and I think Dave Chappelle did say they tried to get him in one too, and it was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? But everybody who has wore a dress has succeeded in some way or another. Because remember how successful Kevin Hart was before, early in his early days. And then he ended up wearing that dress, like I think it was for some live music, some live award show, I think. And I remember Cat Williams jumped on him about that. But that's what I be thinking about. And then the fact that the guy said that why do black women not support a man until they have in some type of way compromise themselves? Now, in my personal opinion, in my personal opinion, I feel that despite everything that you see going on TV and the movements or whatever, I feel like women and gays run the world. And they have for maybe like the past maybe 5 to 10 years. And people be like, what you mean you got women's rights? I mean, in some job fields, women aren't getting paid the same as men, but in some job fields, they're getting paid more. You know what I'm saying? I remember it was a guy, uh, it might have been on Oprah's talk show in like the 90s that proved because some women were there, white women, talking about how there was a wage difference in the scale of pay between men and women. And a dude debunked that. And that was like 20 something years ago, right? And so, like I said, with some things, some boyhood things where they promote their friends, maybe it's a discrepancy, but that's not in every field. And a lot of it is the corporate field. But moving on, they run the world, especially gays. Because think about how quick they movement caught on. Like I remember in 2012, I was in the basketball. I saw that they had fined Kobe. I think it was like 250,000 for saying faggot or whatnot like that. Probably shouldn't even said it myself, but they fined him for it. And then from there, it was like the LGBT like took off. And before you used to always hear when it comes to Hollywood or AKA Hollyweird that you've had to compromise yourself. Had you've seen the Richard Pryor thing? What came out and before on his host where he called dang what's that guy name? I got the picture of him in my mind. But anyway, he called him Miss Thing. The guy that they said did something to Richard Pryor's son, Richard Paul Mooney. He called him Miss Thing. And then Richard Pryor said he he sucked some D or whatnot. But it's always been some type of thing going on, even with Cat Williams, where he caught somebody coming out the closet, and it was just like it seems like they've always kind of like run Hollywood or whatnot. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to something because I feel like the reason why some women may support um guys that have compromised themselves is to feel empowered. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I seen a female, black female. She has no female friends. She only hang out with gay dudes. And in my mind, I'm thinking like maybe there's some form of empowerment there for her. I don't know. I could, I just like to think about things because technically, not all, some gay black men are more feminine than women, than the average female. Like some of them are way more feminine and way more flamboyant than the average female. Just think about that. And like all she do is hang out with them, and it's like she be acting like she run things, like she's the head person in that circle. So like in that way, she probably feels empowered because she got these guys that basically kneel to her feet in a way. But anyway, listen to this clip real quick.
It's not dollar. No, it's comfortability.
No. And you should not be comfortable putting anything in your ass as a straight man.
But
period.
Okay, but a straight man getting fucked by a female is heterosexual sex.
It's not heterosexual.
It is.
A dick in his ass.
No, it's a
plastic. So wait, you put a dildo in his ass and that's heterosexual? Sexual?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here, man. He's nuts.
No, it's not nuts.
He's gay.
No, he's not gay.
And then I know guys who fucking moan when they're getting fingered. You're fucking gay.
No, you're not.
I agree with her.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because I feel like once
if you don't moan for me riding you and you moan for my finger in your ass, a guy he can have you. I do not want you.
Are you serious?
If I can penetrate your ass, I do not want you. If you are a straight man, if I know you are bisexual and I choose to deal with you, that's completely different.
What y'all think about that, man? I feel like, but with the Tyler Perry thing, because we kind of move, I'm gonna move on from that a little bit. I kind of feel like Carl was right in um his observation of the situation. But like he said, not to diminish from Tyler or nothing like that, but you kind of see that going on now a days. And I feel like when it comes to support, here moving forward, most of the support is either for women or for the LGBT. And that's not to stop anything from what they're doing, but y'all don't forget to support the black men out there. I know that women have been held back for a long time and the LGBT community, but also black men have to. You know what I'm saying? That's just facts. We have to. We have not been in the same position as other men, and we've just now started really winning at the turn of the century. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many good movies Denzel did, like Malcolm X, Man on Fire, I believe it was. He ain't get no Oscar or nothing for that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't get one until he did Training Day. So just think about that. Like we just now start winning at the turn of the century. So, anyways, but yeah, basically based off what she's saying, I feel the same way. If you a straight dude, you shouldn't want nobody, messing with anything back there. That's just facts. Like, I don't care what nobody say. You shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? People will be like, well, that's heterosexual, like the old girl tried to explain. But I feel like it's too many people sitting up here trying to further that movement. And I feel like they're trying to get a lot of men on board with that. Like Amber Rose is pushing it, and it's a couple of other people pushing it. People when they have sex topics, sex debates on other podcasts and on Instagram, and it's like, nah, bruh. chill out with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how it really is. But I feel like a lot of women are helping push it and are encouraging their men to let them do that because one they'll be like, well, your G spot is back there, and it's like, at least for me, in my opinion, I done nutted way, way too many good times without, you know what I'm saying, without that. So why I need to, bring that into the fray? I don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been good this far. I'm talking about I done got one good one off, rolled over and stuck my thumb in my mouth. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, finna sleep real good right now. You know what I'm saying? You do that snuggle shimmy, you be like, finna go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need you to be back there on my G spot. Talking about, well, that's where your G spot is. Well, I never asked you where it was at. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll be like, well, it's heterosexual. And then after the Deadpool movie, the first one, where he got pegged for International Women's Day. So man, some people would be like, just let me do it for, for International Women's Day. And it's like, nah. I was just like, where does it go? It's like, nah, you funny. You funny, but nah. Um, But yeah, like I said, I feel like they're on board with it to emasculate their boyfriend or feel empowered. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like especially if they got like a bulky or you know what I'm saying, a tough built, you know what I'm saying, rock built boyfriend, and they bending this man over, you know what I'm saying, and pegging him, you know, they probably feel empowered. They probably feel like, yeah, I'm the one. And then they, some will hold it over your head like, bro, you was just letting me hit you in the back last night. And they'll sit in front of your friends. You know, your friends ain't cool with it. And now everybody looking at you like, oh, so that's how it is. And in my personal opinion, why no straight man should do that is like, what if you go to jail and you be in there for like 20 years? What's the difference between that dildo and the real thing besides body temperature? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like women are pushing that, especially black women who have been hurt and scorned by men in some way, form, or fashion. Some of them that have been hurt in some form or fashion by men. I'm not saying all. I don't know what they think. It's just an observation. Some of them feel empowered, but hey, to the men that's letting them do that, you know what I'm saying? Break your back in. Hey, hit her with this if she start acting up.
This gives you power over me?
Like, just because you pegging me, does that give you power over me? As Bane put it. Because some women will feel empowered. They'll feel like they're a man. The same way, think about this. This is the same tactic slave owners used to break other slaves. They would take the biggest slave and they would rape him. They would rape him because it's like, look what's happened to the biggest, strongest person. If this can happen to him, you don't think that can happen to you? I'm just saying, like, when we see these slave movies and we talk about it in history class growing up in middle and high school, they not putting in there that they was getting raped. They'll be like, oh, they got killed. Because how many people in the history book got killed? A lot of them. So it's easy to put that in. But to put in the other tactics and all that other stuff, excuse me, they not finna do that. So just think about that. Like, why that shouldn't be getting pushed. Why? I mean, if you want to do that and you feel like it's heterosexual, that's you. But just understand why that's becoming more of the norm. Because I feel like one day, because everybody's sexual habits have changed so far and they've kind of blurred the lines, one day everybody's going to be like, some headmen of the LGBT, if it's even considered that, it's going to be like, look, how we all have sex these days, 20 years ago, they would have said all this is gay. So technically, we're all gay. We're all LGBTQ, elemental P, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to think about. Think about the people that's accomplishing things. Shout out to Tyler Perry for accomplishing what he's accomplished as a black man. Like he said, the place where his production is set up is over land that used to be owned by the Confederate Army. You know what I'm saying? So he's accomplished something. But let's continue to shout out the other people who has accomplished things that may not be getting mentioned with him. Because we got to give each other our roses while we're here, not when we go in the grave. Let's stop catching on to people like Nipsey Hussle late. Because I caught on late. You know what I'm saying? Let's cherish each other, continue to push each other, but also think about the things. Because all comedians, if you go on YouTube, a lot of them have acknowledged that it's only one major black comedian at a time. And right now it's Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta acknowledge and we gotta continue to push things, because when we want to go out and buy some stuff, when we want to go out and sell, it's proven that we break records. Think about Black Panther. But it's a lot of things we need to be thinking about. But we gotta handle it in a funny way, because we don't always want to be serious. But if you're watching this, don't forget to comment, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell. Give me your feedback. I always appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the people who listen to this and watch this. And we out. Where? Oh yeah. Thanks for tuning in to the Gentsmen podcast, where I'm a realist. What the are you? And I'm out.
That's it. What?
Bitch, I'ma do me.
My nigga. My nigga. My nigga.